got this new dog I'm working with. It's a wire hair pointer. He's got some disrespectful tendencies, some bad impulse control, anxiety, as you can see by that frantic painting that he's doing right now. And we're going to work on some leash control, some off-leash obedience. I'm going to teach him how to whoa, which is pretty much the same thing as wait. I'm just going to change the name. And I noticed earlier that whenever I pick up his collar, he kind of freaks out. He kind of loses his mind a little bit, so he's just kind of overreactive to certain things that I'm going to have to work on. He may get a little bit fighty, and then he's doing the hugging stuff. Apparently it's something that he hasn't experienced before. Sit. Yep. Easy. And I'm not lifting him. He's doing that on his own. And I'm just holding him still, letting him do whatever he's gonna do. Just trying to teach him that. See, now he's figuring out that it's not really that big of a deal. But now if I'm gonna put a little bit of pressure on him, he's gonna freak out a little bit. So that's gonna be a big thing that I'm gonna have to work on with him. Because I think that you ought to be able to grab your dog if you don't have a leash and be able to walk them. But this is gonna be the first evaluation of him. So let me grab a leash here and we'll do some certain things and see if I can find any other issues with him. This will be my first time working this dog. So we'll have to see what he does. I'll put him back on this chain and get a different collar on him. Easy. Easy. Stop. Calm down. Okay. I'm going to be using this slip lead leash at first just to see how he reacts, and then I might switch it later on. But let me throw this other collar on him. So since I don't know this dog that well, I'm going to go ahead and put this leash on him before I let him off this chain. That way I don't have a problem. Get it right up there by his ears. That way that way he can feel the pressure a little bit better. And then I'll just leave this other collar on him because there's no reason to take that off. The only thing is, I like my collars up close to the ears. So easy. Let me give him a chance to give up here. I'm just going to let him give up and then I'll start talking again. Hey, good boy. Okay. a little reactive. Easy. Hey. Good boy. So anyway, I like my collars up by the ears, and I like my leashes even closer. So whenever I get other dogs so that I don't lose the collar, I just loosen them up and put them down closer to the shoulders, just to the point where they're not going to really come off, but I can still keep track of it. Alright, 8. Let's walk him around. We'll see how this goes, and see if I can notice some other stuff going on with him. Good boy. Ah, no. He's a little pushy. Then you get that disrespectful behavior where he's just kind of going off doing his own thing. He'll get to the end of the leash and he'll stop, but he won't walk. He's not very good at loose leash walking. Come on. Then he kind of bolts on you. And then if you try to get in front of him and body block him, he gets a little pushy. So I can tell that nobody's probably done that with him, since he doesn't really know how to take it. And earlier, whenever I was doing it, he got real confused and his anxiety levels kind of went up, and he didn't quite know what was going on. But I actually don't think that he's going to be a difficult dog to work, just because of his disposition. There's some certain things that he hasn't learned about life, and I'm going to teach him. Right? One of those things being submissiveness. He doesn't know how to submit. He gets real pushy and he doesn't want to get ate. You see that? He got to where he wanted to bolt a little bit. Right? Okay, so now I'm going to walk him a little bit, and whenever he tries to bolt or shove up against me or something, I'm just going to body block him. And if he tries to go away from me, I'm going to give him a slight little jerk on the leash, just to kind of get his attention. And then after a while, he'll figure out that, hey, if I try to do whatever I want to do, it's not going to be fun. And if I do what he wants me to do, it may not be fun, but it's going to be comfortable. Hey. Good. Good dog. Probably tomorrow I'm going to start doing some work with treats and stuff like that. Maybe some ball work. But for right now, I'm just trying to get a read on his personality. Good. Good dog. Hey. No. Good. Good boy. Good. He jumped up a little bit. I don't like that, but he didn't try to bolt and run out in front of me like he was doing. He sit. Sit. Okay, so he doesn't know sit, so we're gonna do this. Sit. See, it doesn't take much with him. He's pushy, so you just gotta be pushy back, and eventually he'll get the message. Good boy. Good boy. He's real easy to correct. On leash anyway. I don't know what it's gonna be like off leash. So I think what we'll probably do, what I would guess, how he's gonna be. Come here. Come here. Sit. Sit. Good boy. So what I would guess is how he's probably going to be is I'm going to do about 10 days worth of leash work training. And then we may move to some off-leash stuff. We may end up doing some e-collar work. I don't know. He may end up being completely fine off-leash if I do all this leash work right. He might be completely fine off-leash, or he might just take off and be an idiot, and I'll have to do some e-collar work. But we're definitely going to do some long line work with that 20-foot leash. Sit. And we're going to teach him some manners. That's going to be his biggest deal, is manners. Learning not to shove up against you and, well, kind of. He didn't do it in this video, but earlier, whenever I grabbed the collar like this, he got a little shitty with me and started acting like maybe he was gonna bite. But I never really let it get to that point. I usually try not to. Sit good. And then we're gonna do some overall obedience stuff, but I think probably the first 2-3 days we're just gonna be working on manners and boundary stuff, and I'll get some food in front of him and see if he's gonna get food aggressive with me or not. I don't think he will, or at least he won't right away. But whenever I try to teach him how to wait for the food and only eat whenever I tell him that he's allowed to eat, and then I correct him with a little jab or whatever, it may end up just being body language. He may not need a jab. But some dogs that don't have a history of food aggression, they'll start some food aggression whenever you tell them that they can't have it, just because they're getting frustrated, and that's never happened to them before. But all in all, I don't think he's going to be a difficult dog to work with. He is a working bloodline, so he's a little bit more high-strung, just a higher caliber of dog. But I don't think he's going to be difficult. The manners are going to be the biggest part. And then probably, I think that manners are going to be the biggest issue, but his recall is going to be probably just as bad. So that's where that long line work comes in. Get that 20-foot leash on him and let him get to the end of his rope and say here. If he doesn't listen, which he's not going to because he doesn't know, give him a little jerk. But we're going to start the little jerky stuff with this leash. That way I've got more control. That way whenever I actually put the long line on him, he's going to already know what that jerk means. Good. And he doesn't even know what sit means. Or at least it doesn't seem like it. He's just responding to my body language. I don't even have to say anything. Come here. Good. Good. And he's going to be really easy to teach sit because he's already doing this. So all I have to do is get him to associate the word sit with that action. So all that is sit. So I do the body language. He goes into a sit. I say sit. And then he's just going to associate the word with the action. Same way with lying down. That's actually something that I might try. Hey, sit first. Hey, good. Lay down. There's a few different ways to work on a down. Sit. You can do this, which that's with food, so we'll try that. I don't have food, but you might still do it. Down? No, not gonna do it. Or you can do what I do with these hunting dogs, these more high caliber dogs that can be a little bit pushy. I just get him into a sit and he's freaking out, but I'm just gonna give him a second just to give up. Okay. And then I'm gonna hold down on him. And the only way that he can get rid of this pressure is to just lay down. So we'll see if he does it or not. Down. Good boy. Good boy. And he's just probably going to get right back up. Or not, whatever. You never know. He's probably trying to process all this stuff. Nobody's ever gotten pushy with him the way that he gets pushy with us. Don't mind that, I probably should have cleaned that up. I piled it up, but I probably should have cleaned it up before I started this video. But this isn't a video about cleaning up a barn. This would be a video about training a dog. So we'll just train a dog. I'll clean up later. Sit. And you see how he gave in to that pressure. He doesn't understand it. We've only done that one time, so he doesn't understand it. So let's see if he does it again. And it's not gonna be any easier, because that was the first time that we did it. So he's just gonna freak out. And I'm just gonna hold my arm up here and I'm gonna just listen to the way his body's moving and tell me whether or not I need to lower down. And he's licking me and stuff, so I'm gonna lower down a little bit. Good boy. In those situations, you don't want to correct him for that because he's just scared. He doesn't know what the hell's going on. You just want to give him a chance to kind of calm down and regather themselves. Good boy. No. See, he's climbing up on me too. He's nervous. He's trying to get to me for comfort. That's why whenever you have a little puppy, let's say the dog goes up and hits an electric fence and runs back to you. You don't want to coddle him, because that means that every time he gets hit by an electric fence, he's just going to come to you and expect to get saved. You don't want to save him, especially when it's something that's not going to hurt him. I mean, electric fences, that's going to send him a little bit of a jolt, but it's not going to hurt him real bad. Okay. You're going to create a pretty low confident dog if you coddle him like that. So I'm not going to coddle him at all. Come here. Drop my leash. His name's Cedar, by the way. Come here, Cedar. Cedar, come here. No respect off leash. I'll go get him. Come here. Don't act dumb. So, as you can see, I got my hands full. So I'm gonna get off here and get to working with him. I can get a little bit more work done whenever I'm not videoing, but I always like to show you guys these dogs whenever I first get them. That way you can see the progress.